Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where there are currently 4. We are very, very close at this point. There are currently 4 remaining nations in this war, at which point the Pax Indica will truly begin. Which of course would be the end of this series. And we are pushing forward this direction, so that'll get us some greater Pompeii Union state. We're also pushing in over this way. I'm not sure how successful we're going to be over here. In all actuality, we will see. This is a big problem, though. How exactly do we want to go about doing this? Well, actually, it doesn't matter, does it? Because this is already a capitulated state. So that shouldn't be a big deal, in theory. This invasion, on the other hand, this one's going to be spicy, no matter how we slice it. Now, this invasion down here, these guys are prepping this. It's going to be a little bit before we get that done. We're going to invade here, and that will be 2 capitulations. That right there is half of the people who are opposed to us right now. This over here also theoretically doesn't matter because this is a capitulated state. So that's definitely interesting. Checking in over here, these invasions maybe do matter a little bit. But for now, let's see where they're at. Okay, they're both very close to finishing up. So this up here, this is, as soon as the autosave is over. There we go. This is the Caroline Islands, and this is the Greater Pompeii Union State here. So if we take their capital, how likely do we think it is that they capitulate? I think it's actually fairly likely. This is all their territory out over here too. So they've got a victory point here. They've got their capital, and they've got a victory point here. So that's, I don't know, they may not actually capitulate there. We'll see. We will see. But it's so close at this point. We are incredibly, incredibly close. Where is America at this point? The Communist States of America. What do they got? Oh, they have Hawaii. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. They would have Hawaii, and they probably have some of this stuff out over here. Yeah, there's Midway Island, Johnston Atoll. Yeah, they've got some stuff out over here. They've got Iwo Jima at this moment, so that's all absolutely understood. What's our naval situation out here right now? Okay, we've kind of bypassed Iwo Jima, so that's absolutely fine. For the moment, we're not focused on that. We're focused on getting additional capitulations elsewhere. Okay, so this attack over here is mildly awkward, but it's mostly going okay. Now, out over this direction, we have this naval invasion being planned, and it may or may not actually happen, but it's ready to go. All we're waiting on is actually having some naval control over here, and we've got our 2 fleets here now, and that only puts us at 47.5% naval supremacy, which is wild. Okay. That's very wild. They must have quite a lot of ships here. So what I want to do is I want to grab these guys, and I want to take off the Bismarck Sea for now. I want them to just focus over there. And then we don't need this force here, theoretically. The main problem is that this force is doing naval invasion support here as well, and perhaps up over here. However, we've got 2 fleets over here doing convoy raiding, and I'm going to clear all of their naval base, or all of their orders here. They're going to come out over this direction, and why did we not have them selected? That was odd. Okay. I want these 2 naval forces. Oh, it's because I was expecting to see this bar, and yeah, that's not going to be a thing. It's also this force, right? Yes. Okay, we'll get more forces up over here. That'll be fine. Because we really want to launch this naval invasion. That would be nice. So that's all absolutely okay for now. These guys are going to be ready to launch very shortly, and this one, they're not quite ready to launch yet, but we can move this naval invasion support. We don't need that here anymore. We can move that up into the Bismarck Sea, like that. So that'll be fine for the time being. We'll arrive down over here, and hopefully we'll break this stalemate. I do see that they have some amount of units here. I at least briefly saw that, yeah. But they have absolutely nothing to oppose this with. Their amount of supply is negligible. And there we go. We are naval invading up over here, and this will be no problem. We'll just get these guys pushed out basically immediately, right? Wow. Maybe not. These land forts and naval forts, they're doing a lot. I'm wondering, do naval forts actually help with strait crossings? If that's the case, that would explain a lot. I don't actually know. Let's see. Coastal forts inflict an attack penalty of minus 15% for each fort level on the attacker in naval invasion combat. Whereas land forts are just combat. But attacking from multiple directions reduces the effect. Okay. So I don't think that means that strait crossings are affected by naval forts. But this is the land fort effect. So that's understood. This naval invasion will be fine. It's absolutely okay for now. I want these guys to launch their attack. I'm not going to launch this one because we don't have the... Well, we do have the naval power in place, but I want to support this invasion. I only want to do one of these at a time right now. So that'll be fine. And eventually, we'll push them out of here. It's looking good. In theory. Wow. They have nothing. They have no supplies. Their morale is gone. But yet, it's going to take us 9 days to push in here. That said, they're not doing anything to us either. So this is fine. We win that easily. Handily, even. Attack here. We don't need supplies. We should just immediately be able to push them out of here now that we are attacking on two fronts. Yeah. This is going much better now, in theory. So we're currently invading, or actually we invaded up past tense, up over here. And these guys have very low morale at this point. That's inauspicious. We need to get land forts built here, and we need to get our naval base built here. They are trying to attack us, and that means that we're not making progress on those things right now. But our organization is quite low. And they're going to hold out in this battle for a while. We might see some stack wipes happening there. We shall see. I want to launch this invasion. We definitely don't want to attack into them. We want to get those land forts done. That's kind of the top priority here. But yeah, we might see some stack wipes here. If we do, that's not the end of the world. It's absolutely fine, in theory. So, there's no victory point here. This is their capital, and we know that there was a victory point, like, here. But that's the Melanesian Federation. We're not at war with them, are we? No, we are not. Okay. So that's absolutely understood. We are going to be launching this attack out over here, and there may or may not be anybody there. We will find out. They're getting additional forces here, that's noted, and that's a pretty dangerous naval invasion for us, to be honest. Okay. So if this is going to last that long, I'm going to build one level of naval base here, and the land forts are already maxed. So we'll build just one level of naval base so we have some amount of supply available here. And theoretically, we'll push in through this. Theoretically. Now, this up over here, this is potentially dangerous. These guys could definitely be stack wiped. So that's definitely a problem. And wow. Okay, that's exciting. They're really spamming that attack. Okay. That's insane. Well, we very well might get stack wiped here, and that's definitely something to think about. I'm not actually that concerned about it, though. So as of right now, this naval invasion finished and appears to have been uncontested, I think. So that's absolutely fine. This was part of New Zealand, so sure. This is the Melanesian Federation here. This up this way is the Communist States of America. It's not a victory point. So what we really need to do is we need to attack... Oh, this is the Melanesian Federation here. So this is the Greater Pompeii Union State up this way, which means that what we really want is to invade here or, well, ideally here. So let's start up a naval invasion. This is going to be a long, long journey, and we want that to come up to right there. So that is 2 sea zones. I think we have what we need for naval control there. Yes. Okay. So we're currently winning this. We would really like them to stop attacking for 5 seconds so that we can, you know, start actually building some things here. That'd be neat. But no, that's not going to happen. So this army is probably dead. That's fine. We've got plenty of idle armies. I'm not concerned about that. So that's okay. Not ideal, to be sure. I think that we should probably begin planning a naval invasion from here directly onto their capital, like this. So we'll get that started, and that'll be ready in 126 days. We will see if these guys survive. I doubt it. I suspect they're going to go away. This attack is just relentless. Which, of course, means we can't build here. So if we're not making any building progress, that means that they're eventually going to take us down. And that eventually is going to be soon. So these guys are going to go away. Whatever. We've already seen one go away. That's fine-ish. So then we can start pushing over like this direction. We can start a naval invasion from here to here. And we'll start planning that. But that's not, you know, a huge deal. We're going to need to naval invade here as well, potentially. But yeah, they're definitely starting to stack wipe us. But they're just completely relentlessly attacking here and not letting us dig in and get a foothold. Understandable. They're playing this correctly. This is how they should be doing it. So that's fine. Not the end of the world. At this point, I want to hop over. Well, we can take a look at this. We've got that naval base here now. We've almost got them pushed out of here. But we're really struggling. No doubt about that. But that's almost over at long last. Checking in on these invasions up here. We are ready to execute this, and I want to do so. We'll get going on that. I'm assuming this is ready to execute. I will wait to execute that until after we fail this invasion, which is probably going to fail. And that's fine. We don't mind that. So with that all under control, yeah, they're absolutely stack wiping us here. They're just teleporting around like mad. But this is understandable. This is how you should respond to this sort of situation, to be clear. We have no supply. They should not let us get a source of supply. So, good on them. Good on them. At this point, I want to grab some unassigned divisions here. I'm going to grab the military districts that are in this. That's 35. Okay, that's kind of a lot. I'm going to get 24, and I'm going to assign those 24 into here. Now, they can't get there. The reason why I'm doing this is just to have this army still be fully maxed out. And I'm going to start grabbing these guys who are not up here. So I want to deselect all of these. I'm going to have these guys make their way over somewhere. They're going to need to make their way over to like here or so. So that's fine. They can be on the way. That's the replacement force. This is going to stack wipe unless they stop attacking us, which they have no reason to stop attacking us. They should absolutely keep doing this. Yeah, and they're going to. So that's absolutely fine. We fully expect that. So our attack over here was going better. Now it's kind of not. We may want to consider grabbing the rest of this army and planning a naval invasion from here to here now. But that's no divisions assigned. So that means that we're currently at our naval invasion cap in terms of planning. And that's understood. So we need to carry out some of these invasions. This invasion is currently failing, which again is not surprising. Although we can see that their morale is pretty low. How close do we think we really are to getting this? I feel like it's fairly close. Okay, so we're just going to continue this until this fails, and we're going to have to restart this, but I want to not restart this one. Now we have 6 divisions assigned there. Can we now assign this army? We might be able to. I want to deselect these 5, and I want to assign some here. No, we can't yet. Okay, so we need this to fully end. That's okay. So just wait on that. That seems fine. And these guys are on their way in here, which is mildly awkward. We don't really want them in this position, but I guess it's fine. Okay, I'm assuming they took this back over at this point. Yeah, they fully stack wiped that. That's understandable. So not really that big of a concern, and I'd like to get at least like 1 or 2 more levels here. We don't need 9, but let's take this down to like a level 4. Something like that. We just don't have a lot of supply here right now, and that's absolutely understood. Similarly speaking, we've got this situation out over here, and I think that was the reason why they attacked us, by the way, is because we didn't have much supply when we got there. So I'm just going to do about 3 levels of naval base over here in Samoa. That should be fine. Over here, we're completely okay. So that's not a problem. We'll just continue to work on planning that naval invasion. And the real question here is, do we need to open up a 3rd front to make it across here? The answer is very possibly. Very, very possibly. Looks like we're no longer working on this. So I want to hop over here. I want to grab these guys. I want to essentially invert our selection here and then assign to here. We can't. Interesting. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to come up over here and I'm going to delete this invasion for now. Then we should be able to come back over here, invert this selection again, and assign these guys here. No. We can't. Okay. That's interesting, that we're still apparently at our naval invasion cap despite completing this. Well, let's grab these guys and delete this for now too. We'll come back to that. And I want to have these guys launch their invasion before they run out of supplies. So we're going to head down and see if there's anybody down over here. We'll get this wrapped up, and that should allow us to at least put a couple into this invasion, right? That said, by the time we get that wrapped up, we may push through this. We're in a better situation, but it's definitely an imperfect situation over there. So that is absolutely noted. Let's see if we have anybody opposing us here. We do. And it's not looking good. So this invasion is going to be a little bit tougher. That's understood. Surely now we're able to do some of this, right? Again, I want to invert this selection, and I want to assign these guys over here. No. I'm actually shocked. We've gotten 40 divisions removed from our invasion plans. Wild stuff. I'm going to remove this invasion plan as well. We have nothing going on in the Atlantic. All we've got is these 3 invasion plans. Surely we can get another one going. We've definitely gotten more than this in the past. But no, it will not let us assign anybody to this invasion plan. Wild. I really would have thought we would be able to by now. Well, it may not be necessary. What if we just grabbed 1 unit from here? No. Okay. Well, that's very exciting. We will continue working on this, but that's going to take a while, it seems, at that rate. So I want to check in on these guys out over here. They are a ways away. They've got about 60 days on their preparation. These guys have about the same on their preparation, and these guys have about the same on their preparation. So that's really odd that we can't do this. I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to try invading with these guys. That works. Now, I don't want to do this with the entire force. I feel like that's wildly over. I want to take somewhere around 5 units and plan a naval invasion like that. I wonder why it wouldn't work with the other army. That's very interesting. It works with this army just fine. Well, let's pull these guys over and prep for this naval invasion. It should not take us very long to get that prepped. 26 days. Okay. So that looks good. Once they have nowhere to retreat to, this will fall very quickly. The only reason why they've been able to hold out is because they've been able to retreat here, recover a small amount of organization, and then come back before we push back over here. So their organization recovery, or actually, I think this is the morale recovery. Hang on, I forget what these two bars are called. That is the organization. Yes, organization and fighting strength. They're able to get their organization up faster than we're able to attack with these land forts here. So that's absolutely understood. The straight crossing plus all of the land forts is just insane. So that's what's going on there, and it will fall incredibly quickly if they don't have the ability to retreat back to there, because that will mean that they don't have the ability to recover their organization at all. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. Now we should be ready to launch this attack very shortly. Yeah, I want to immediately launch it as soon as you're ready. So we'll have no problem making our way in here, in theory. And that will single-handedly change the outcome of this battle. So this will be launching here in just a couple of days. 2, to be precise. Okay, 1 more day, and we are launching. Perfect. So let's get in here. No, get out of here. And as expected, we are winning this engagement. We expect this to last for another 20 days, which is, you know, pretty significant. But now they don't have the ability to bring these forces back, and they're currently not regenerating any organization. So this is it. This is the end. They now are incapable of stopping us. Even if we don't succeed this landing, which we will, they cannot hold at this point. We're putting too much pressure on. These guys have to retreat to here, and these guys have to retreat to here, and we're just going to move in instantly. So that seems perfect. We saw this back off to here, which is fully expected. And with that additional unit here, we're now losing here. But again, we don't need to take this if we take this. Wait, did they just... Oh, they probably retreated from here to here. Regardless, their organization is very low, except for this unit, which has somehow gotten half of its organization back. I don't have an explanation for this. How did it get half of its organization back? That's odd. So that's now the only unit here, and we're now briefly back to winning this. But they've retreated over to here now. Only thing I can imagine is that this unit wasn't involved in the battle for some reason. I've noticed that happening before, and that allowed it to regenerate its organization. But now every unit is engaged here and is not regenerated. So that is a good thing. I want to check in over here on how we're doing on these preparations. We're getting very close on these. We're only a few days away. This one is closest. We're going to start executing that as soon as we can, which is like right now. So off we go. I don't necessarily expect that we win this, but we will see. We don't know what they have for defenses there, if anything. So off we go. I would really like to get this invasion going, but we really want to have our naval invasion support for that. This out over here doesn't matter as much. There's no victory point here. So that's all absolutely fine for now. Okay. So there's these areas here, which are going to be interesting for us to take. And we need to think about how we want to do that. But I think the plan here is let's pacify the Pacific first. I just realized how similar the words pacify and Pacific are. I wonder if there's an etymological connection. Well, there's not an entomological connection. There's an etymological connection, possibly. But I don't think there is a connection relating to insects. Well, let's make our way on up over here and get this invasion done. This invasion, of course, is going to be a little spicier. And these guys have a level 4 naval base. It's still not supplying them enough. So that's exciting. If we motorize this, does this reach? The answer is no. Okay. Well, up over this direction, we are successfully invading this right now. So that looks good. Now, down over this direction, oh, look at this. It's over. This has fallen. And this invasion is still happening. But these guys now officially have nowhere to retreat and nowhere to regenerate their organization from. It's over. It's just a matter of time. It was always just a matter of time. But now it's especially just a matter of time. So that's looking perfect. Hard commit to this. They cannot stop us for long. Okay, so at this point, up over this direction, we've successfully invaded here. So I'm going to drop this. And we'll just continue to leapfrog. These islands don't really matter out over here, but we'll just continue to work on that. This invasion was successful. So we have a source of supply here. I'm just going to push in across this strait. We have a source of supply from... This is a trickle of supply, isn't it? I don't think we actually have any level of naval base here. We need at least one in order to get these troops off the island. So let's do that, and let's also build some land forts while we're attacking them. I do expect that we win this. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to launch this invasion. And the question is, does this invasion cause a capitulation of the greater Pompeii Union State? And it very well might. So we're just going to continue to press over here, and they can't regenerate. That's the main thing. They cannot regenerate at all, and so this is just a done deal. It's only a matter of time. Looks like we've successfully attacked here. That's good. And this is all part of the greater Pompeii Union State as well. Let's plan a naval invasion from here to here, and we'll get going on that eventually. This invasion is currently failing, which we're not necessarily shocked about. We know that they had decent defenses here, so that's okay. It is, however, time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we are going to finally wrap up this front at long, long last. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.